Good afternoon. For this time, I would like to post about book of listening, the history. This is have written by Trevor Loomis. I would like to post with the post of 6. The concern is about the interview. Interviewing is fundamentally a process of asking people about a set of circumstances which they have experienced. This simple process has been the subject of a seemingly endless methodological scrutiny, much of which is concerned with the interview as practiced in social surveys. This is not an appropriate model for oral historians. Oral history interviewing is more constructively located within the ethnomethodological approach to collecting social knowledge with its emphasis and interpersonal dynamics. This accepts that individuals present a different image of themselves to different people and at different times so that no single account of themselves will ever be complete or quite the same as an account given on a different occasion. There could hardly be two more varied approaches to obtaining authentic information, and the entire emphasis is one the inflexible, uniform, and neutral behavior of the interviewer, with the informant responding simply to the form, content, and sequence of the question, which in themselves are formulated so as to limit the depth and extent of the answer. The others is of the informant and the interviewer being aware of each other as people and of setting about of common tasks of recording and experiences of the one in an open and conversational manner. Nevertheless, both are agreed that our situation is not value free and that what is said will be different according to how the two people perceive and react to each other. Inevitably, we perceive others as being of a given age, gender, social, and ethnic group. These factors are generally obvious on first meeting, and they have an initial effects on the way in which the informant and interviewer reacts to each other. Gender cannot be a neutral social factor. There are conventions which affect the relationship between men and women, particularly between strangers, where role expectations are the stronger. Any research into the history of childbirth would find that women were less willing to describe their experience to a man than to a woman. A woman interviewer would be less likely to collect account from a man about the night out and drinking with Pauls than would a male interviewer. These are obvious examples, but other less obviously sensitive areas will be affected by cross-gender interviewing, as men and women present themselves differently to members of their own or the opposite sex. Women could be less willing to report holding non-traditional attitudes to their domestic and womanly role to a man than to a woman. This effect might be intensified in the female interviewer who was also a feminist and encouraged those sorts as response, although as the overt ideology of the interviewer is also a factor. Busing result being a feminist would mitigates the effect of being a male. Studies across ethnic interviewing have shown that black informants are less willing to let their experience of prejudice and harassment to white interviewers than to black. In a class-conscious society such as Britain, informant perceive interviewers of the class of the one above of them. This can affect then they say inform of the person, how they say it, and even more crucially, what they feel inappropriate to say. Not so friendly, the edge of interviewers has a strong effect on response. With the most status segregation coming from those interviews between two people of similar age and opposite sex. Informants present themselves in the most status enhancing was because on the whole they want to impress people of their own age but of the opposite sex.